I would just like to thank Von Lilas for my beeper that is so heavy it pulls my shirt down and wrinkles it, but it's good, so we're off. Who'd you ever beat? Ah. Monday Night Raw was at the Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. The first appearance of William Regal and Eugene on Monday Night Raw took place at an on-location shoot at the hotel that William Regal and Eugene were staying at. We actually stayed at the Fairfield, which is a little bit cheaper and down the way, but WWE rented a nice big room at a closer hotel that had a lot of space. And it was really amazing and cool when we go into the, William Regal and I, before we start shooting, we go into the hotel room there, and they've got the lighting set up, and they've got the makeup, and they've got everybody there, and it's packed in a hotel room. And the basic gist of it was that Eugene was upset at Triple H and he wanted a piece of Triple H. William Regal is all bandaged and bruised up from the previous week's beating, and Eugene wants to get to the arena to take care of Triple H. William Regal's calming Eugene down and say, listen, William Regal didn't want poor little Eugene to get beat up as bad as he did. But then Regal made a mistake. He goes, I'm going to lay down for a nap, Eugene, watch some TV. and Regal lays down for a nap. My mannerisms, Eugene's mannerisms, from the moment Regal exits the scene to me exiting the door, because of course Eugene's not going to listen to him and he's going to go to the arena, but I had to show that I understood what he said. And I didn't want to go and I was scared. But then Triple H got me mad. And then I realized that William Regal is actually asleep. And then I tiptoe out the door and real slow. And it was when I watched it back, it was a long progression of emotion and going through all those exact facials and body languages that try to convey that emotion. That's what I was trying to do. But I thought it looked very good. And then I got to do one of the coolest things, not really cool, but I thought it was cool because everybody's seen the superstars arrive at the arena and they come in the door and here they come, however their mannerisms and their excitement level is. But Eugene got to do that. And he throws open the door and comes in and he's stomping mad, going to the ring to take care of Triple H. And just the act of filming Eugene arriving and going to the arena, that's when you know you're in a top angle. That's when you know you're one of the top guys, because they don't do that for everybody. Guys just appear coming down the ramp. They don't show, oh my gosh, so-and-so's here. Triple H is here. William Regal's here. Eugene is here. Yeah. So stomping mad, Eugene makes his way to the center of the ring. And he starts screaming for Triple H to get out. Get out of here, Triple H. Get out of here. That's when Triple H comes up on the screen. And very soon, he pulls an even more bruised and beaten William Regal with a thing in his mouth, and pulling his hair. And Triple H had finally got to someone that Eugene really loved, and continued getting heat on William Regal. We'll take a little pause right there. The reason I feel, I'm pretty sure this is true, that Triple H didn't get that kind of heat on Eugene, because the thought at the time was people didn't want to see Eugene get beat up like that. They didn't want to see him get beat up bad. Like when Triple H gets heat on somebody, he gets serious heat on people. You guys know, you've seen it. You've been around the block. Your boot's got a mile or two on them. You know what I'm talking about. But Triple H got some vicious heat on William Regal, and he could, because Regal was, I don't know, a normal wrestler, a normal guy. And Eugene was, of course, special. And myself included, and the office felt like you couldn't beat Eugene up like that because it would turn the people. We call that change the channel heat. I don't know if we call it. I call it that, and some of the people I know, because that's exactly what it is. I'm sure you guys have seen somebody or something on WWE or on wrestling that goes, I'm just going to change the channel for a second until this segment's off. Kind of turns your stomach. And they felt like if Eugene got beat up and battered and bruised and bloodied and strapped to a gurney and dropped on his face, that the people might go, oh, that's a little too much. So William Regal was the one that was taking the beating, and Eugene was going to go into the SummerSlam match against Triple H. So the main event of that Monday Night Raw was Triple H tagging with Randy Orton and Ric Flair in their corner against Chris Benoit and Eugene. But Eugene had left the building. He'd gone back to the hotel to take care of William Regal. Now, I watched this match recently, and I was watching the time because I knew that we only had like 4 minutes in this match, and it had to be quick. So when Chris Benoit hits the ring, he starts on Triple H and Randy right away. Boom, boom, boom. They get into the match. They quickly did some moves back and forth, but it was a minute and a half of match, maybe 2 minutes of match, and Flair gets in and causes a DQ. And then they're all getting some heat on Chris Benoit. And who do you think comes to make the save? Eugene! Eugene gives Randy Orton a stunner. Boom! Eugene gives Flair a stunner. Boom! And we see Triple H backpedaling down the ramp, trying to get away from Eugene. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen at SummerSlam? Eugene and Triple H at SummerSlam, what's going to happen? And the show went off the air. I think that was a great build to SummerSlam, building the match between Eugene and Triple H, full of excitement, full of action, and the people were wanting to see it. And that was that led to the first big main event of one of the big 4 pay-per-views that I did. SummerSlam, main event. I was on, like when they got the poster of the main events, I was one of them, man. It felt pretty cool. The only thing I disagreed with, and I might have mentioned it, but I didn't dig my heels in on it, was they wanted to introduce Eugene first and wanted me to be mad. And I'm like, Eugene would be happy to be at SummerSlam. Now, if I saw Triple H already in the ring, then I would get mad. Triple H, no, I get introduced second. So I just, okay, it's you.
You did actually say that to him, though?
I think I might have mentioned it. I said it might be easier. No, I get introduced second. Okay. Oh yeah, because that was the one where the crowd turned on Eugene.
Oh really?
Oh, they booed the fuck out of me. And Triple H threw me into the steps, which I didn't know how to take the steps. So you're supposed to kind of get low and get under it, like you're like a blocking in football. But I just ran straight into it, and it didn't move. And where the little hand hole is, it cut my arm. I still got a scar. No, not very, but big fucking cross there. So I'm bleeding. So I started selling my arm. But Triple H kept doing the Triple H match. He didn't do any of it. And I wanted to just fucking get some heat on him because the crowd was all for him. But no, we had to have it was Toronto. Yeah, because even JR and King was like, oh, this is Bizarro World. And then the very next night on Raw, we were in Toronto, but they didn't put me in Regal on the show. They didn't want people to boo him, so they didn't put me on. And then we started our tag team run after that. So I want to tell you guys, it's kind of a confession. I once posed nude for a magazine. It was despicable. I was embarrassed. I never went back to that newsstand. Oh, one more thing, guys. I almost forgot. My brother said hello. Hooray for speech therapy. Green light right here. This green light, is this the one? If you haven't seen my previous episodes detailing the evolution of the Eugene character, please feel free to check them out here.